What is going on? Today I'm going to be ranking all of the NFL quarterbacks going into the 2026-2027 NFL season. We have S tier, which is the top, obviously, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier all the way at the bottom. So let's go right into this. And first quarterback we have here is Kyler Murray, who is now a member of the Minnesota Vikings. I think Kyler is mid to be best. C tier. I think he's always been one of those guys that can make some interesting plays out there. He never really does anything crazy, but he's all right. C tier at best. He won't do much with the Vikings, but he'll probably win the job over JJ. Jacoby Brissett is probably a tier right below Kyler. They both play for the same team and did a lot of nothing. Jacoby throws a lot of interceptions, so he's just below Kyler. Next, we have Michael Penix, who is probably going to be a backup this year because they have Tua. I think he's about equal with Kyler, maybe a little worse. I'm going to put him at D tier with Jacoby. He just hasn't really shown much for me to be able to put him any higher than that. So I think D tier is right for Michael Penix. Next, we have Kirk Cousins, who is probably going to start over for Mendoza to start the year just because he's a veteran. Kirk, at this stage in his career, D tier or F tier, one of the two. I'm going to go D tier just because he still can do some good things out there, but nothing really that special. Next, we have Lamar Jackson. He's an S tier quarterback. Whether you want to like that one or not, he doesn't win the playoff games when you need him to, but he's always going to have the stats and get to the playoffs. And some of the plays that he makes out there are S tier worthy, so we all know that. He uses his legs and his arms, just like this next guy we have here, Josh Allen, who also uses his legs and his arms, is one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the league. Probably behind Mahomes, I would put him, but he's definitely up there. S tier, better than Lamar, but they're in the same category, I'd say. Next, we have Joe Burrow, who has been injured these last couple of years, but when healthy, he's probably an A tier quarterback. But the fact that he can't stay healthy wants me to put him at B, but I'm going to keep him at A just because of how good he is when he is healthy. And he got to the Super Bowl in one of his first years in the league, so I think I'm going to stick him at the A tier for Burrow. Next, we have Joe Flacco, who is, for his age, pretty good at still. He played a lot for Burrow this past year because he was hurt. Flacco's probably, I mean, honestly, it might be C tier. He's not even bad. I'll put him at C just because. Shedeur Sanders, we haven't seen much from. D tier. I'm not going to put him at F yet, but this next guy, who is Shedeur's backup now, I am going to put at F because he's terrible. Nothing else to be said about Dylan Gabriel. He's not good. Bryce Young, who I actually like a lot, had a decent year last year, led the Panthers to the playoffs, almost beating the Rams in the wild card, which was impressive. Bryce Young's a B tier just because of what he did last year, and yeah, I like Bryce Young. Hopefully, he has a good year this upcoming season. Caleb Williams, I think he's an A tier quarterback after last year. He makes some insane plays that will just wow you, and he's really, really good when he isn't making the turnovers that he does occasionally, but he'll limit those this next year as he grows. He's probably on the same level as Burrow when healthy, I'd say. Dak Prescott, who is actually a really good quarterback. People just don't like him because he plays for the Cowboys. He's good. He's a B tier. He might even be an A tier, but I'm going to go B just because he hasn't shown us the winning factor of his game yet. But he always puts up the stats. We know that. Bo Nix. I think he's a solid B tier. Obviously, he was in the AFC Championship, or he led his team to the AFC Championship game, got hurt in the divisional round, unfortunately, but he's a good quarterback, B tier. He's always going to keep his team in a game and give him a chance to win. He might not put up the big stats like Burrow or any of these guys up here, but he's still good. Jared Goff is an A tier quarterback. You can argue that one if you want, but I think Jared Goff is really, 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 really good no matter what team he plays for, the Lions, Rams, who it be. It doesn't matter. Jared Goff's really, really good. He's going to win football games, and he's going to put up a lot of yards. Jared Goff's A tier. Jordan Love is B tier as well. I think he's one of those guys that's decent. Nothing special, just like the rest of the guys in this tier here. They're about all even, I would say. Malik Willis, who is Jordan Love's backup, or was Jordan Love's backup, now is the Miami Dolphins starter. I think he's C tier. He's good. Not as good as Jordan Love, just a little worse. But he did show some good flashes, which is why he got a starting job this upcoming year. So Malik is good. I like Malik, and I hope he has a good year in Miami, even though he doesn't have a lot of weapons there. But I think he's pretty decent. All right, next we got C.J. Stroud, who had one of the best rookie years we've seen in a while, and then since then he's slowed down, and I think he's on the same level as Bryce Young now. B tier is fair enough for C.J. Stroud. This next one's interesting. Daniel Jones obviously had the good year last year before tearing his Achilles late in the year against the Jaguars. He's probably B tier when healthy. He's pretty good. Definitely not A tier, and probably not as low as C tier. So B tier is fair for Daniel Jones, I feel like. All right, next we have Anthony Richardson, who I can't put any higher than F tier just based off what he's done in his career. There's nothing to go off of, so F tier with Dillon Gabriel, if with Richardson now. Trevor Lawrence I like a lot. He might even be A tier. I think he's better than all these guys down here. I'm going to put him in the A tier. He had a really good year last year with his new coach, Liam Cohen, the offensive mind coach. I think he's going to continue to grow with him and probably be back in the playoffs this year and have a great year. I like Lawrence a lot. A tier. Patrick Mahomes is going to be S tier automatically. We all know that. When he's healthy, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. No matter what happened last year with the injuries and the rough year, he's S tier. He's the best quarterback in the league. And yeah, he's the baby goat, as they say. Next is Justin Herbert, who's an A tier quarterback. He's probably a little better than Trevor Lawrence, I would say. Just can't win a playoff game, but he'll get it eventually, I think. As his team continues to get better. It's not really always his fault. It's just kind of the Chargers not being able to get over that hump. Stafford is another S tier quarterback. These four up here are the four S tiers, I believe, on this list. Pretty self-explanatory. If you watch some football, you know these guys are elite in their own ways. Matthew Stafford is one of the best in the league. Even then, he's at his 40-year-old age. Geno Smith is F tier. Didn't do anything with the Raiders. He was going to the Jets now, and he's not going to do anything with the Jets. We all know that. F tier. Tua Tagovailoa, who is now the Falcons' probable starter, I would think, over Penix, is just about a little better than Penix, so C tier. He's mid. He is the definition of a mid quarterback in this league. Tua doesn't do much good, but also doesn't do a lot that's bad. JJ D tier, I think. I don't know. We haven't seen enough out of him. Actually, F tier. Until we see some good out of JJ McCarthy, I'm not going to put him anywhere else besides F tier right now, unfortunately. Drake May is an A tier quarterback. Self-explanatory. Went to the Super Bowl. He doesn't do anything crazy. He's kind of like a Tom Brady. Just not yet, obviously, but A tier. I like Drake May. He's going to have a good year, probably be S tier in these upcoming seasons and be on the same level as these guys up here. Tyler Shough, who's actually exciting at the end of last year. He showed some good flashes for the Saints. C tier for him, I believe, is fair. He's exciting. I think he was good. He's a good field general out there. And if they give him some weapons, he could have a shot to make a run with the Saints in these upcoming years. Jackson Dart, I think, is a little better than Shough, so I'm going to throw him at B. I like his game. He's got the legs and he's got the arm, just like all of these guys up here, Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar. He can be that dangerous if he gets the weapons, first of all, gets the coaching. He can be that dangerous. I believe in Jackson Dart, and I like him at B. Jameis Winston, unfortunately, is going to be a D tier. I like the guy a lot. He's got a great personality, but he's not a great quarterback now, or ever really was. But D tier is fair for him. Russell Wilson, F tier. He retired, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll skip past Russell. Justin Fields, D tier. He's now the Chiefs' backup quarterback and might have a chance to play if Mahomes is not healthy by week 1. But we all know Justin Fields has not done anything really since some good games with the Chicago Bears back in the day. But since then, it's been downhill for Justin. Jalen Hurts is A tier. He's good. He's a good quarterback. Won the Super Bowl, obviously. Super Bowl MVP. He's got the legs again and the arm, which you need both of those. You can't not put Jalen Hurts in the A tier. Aaron Rodgers, 40-year-old quarterback. He still plays at a B tier level. He can't be any worse than any of these guys, I don't think. So, the guy's 41 years old. He's still doing pretty damn good for his age and coming into his last year here, B tier, which is pretty impressive for a 41-year-old guy. Okay, Sam Darnold has to be A tier. There's no arguing against that's the perfect ranking for Sam Darnold. I like his game. Won the Super Bowl last year. Doesn't do too much, which is good sometimes, especially in his scenario. He does what he needs for his team, and that's why they won the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy's next. He's also an A tier, I believe, when he's healthy, which is not a lot, but when he is, he's really, really good. I like Brock Purdy a lot. He just needs to stay healthy more, and he has a chance to be S tier if he can, because they got a really good team around them. Mac Jones, F. I don't think that's really needs to be argued. Mac Jones is not good, which is why he's a backup the rest of his career. Although he did win some games for the Niners last year when Brock was out, so I'm going to move up to D tier. He's not as bad as I was making it seem. Baker Mayfield. See, I want to put him at A tier, but I can't. I'm going to keep him at B just because of the downhill slope that he went on last year after the good 6-week start. It all went downhill after that, but I like Baker. He's pretty good. He's a good elusive quarterback. He breaks a lot of sacks, which is cool. He's fun to watch. B tier. Okay, Cam Ward, who's an exciting young one. I like him a lot. He's probably the same level as Baker at this point, even though he's going into his second year now. I'm excited for this next year with Cam Ward. He's very exciting to watch. And the Titans got some weapons around him now with Carnell Tate and Wan'Dale Robinson to throw the ball to. Jaden Daniels. It's either B or C. I don't see much in him. I'm going to go B just because of that rookie year that he had. He's got the potential. We all know that. Last year was very underwhelming with him. The Commanders didn't do much of anything. And if it was after his rookie year, I would have put him at A tier because of the year that he had. But last year dropped him down to a B. Marcus Mariota, F tier. No need to explain that. Mendoza coming into his first year. We don't have much on him, so I'm going to go C just because of how the hype behind them and winning the national championship. And these last two, Nussmeier and this guy, they're both late round picks. We're going to go D tier just to be fair. Let's drop an F until we see some out of these two guys. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, that's going to do it for the quarterback tier list going into the year. We have a lot of B tiers here. 4 S tiers with Lamar, Allen, Mahomes, and Stafford, the 4 best in the league. If I had to rank those guys, probably Mahomes 1, Allen 2, Stafford 3, Lamar 4. And then the rest is here. We got a lot of B tiers, and then the F tier guys are down here. But yeah, let me know if you guys agree with this, and hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time.